Okay, Torah concept in the New Testament, let patience work perfectly. So the exhortation that James is giving in James 1:4, let patience have her perfect work, finds rich thematic resonance in the Torah, even if the exact phraseology differs. The Torah often portrays patience not as a passive waiting, but as an endurance with purpose, a refining process that shapes character, deepens trust in God, and prepares one for covenant maturity. For example, patience as endurance in affliction, the wilderness journey. Exodus 16 verse 4, I will rain bread from heaven for you, that I may test them whether they walk in my law or not. Paraphrase there. The daily manna was a test of trust and patience, gathering only what was needed, resisting hoarding, and waiting on God's provision. Deuteronomy 8 verse 22 through 3. Okay, the Lord your God led you these 40 years in the wilderness to humble you and test you, that he might make you know that man does not live by bread alone. So the wilderness becomes a crucible of patience, a place where endurance produces spiritual maturity. Impatient leads to tragedy. The golden calf, okay, for example, in Exodus 32 verse 1, when the people saw that Moshe delayed from coming down from the mountain, etc., they had Aaron build that calf. So their impatience led to idolatry. The absence of endurance short-circuited their spiritual formation. So this is a direct counterpoint to James 1:4, where patience leads to completeness, which James is saying. Here, patience leads to moral collapse, right, in the Torah, and patience as a path to promise. Remember Abraham and Sarah. In Genesis 15 verses 5 through 6, God promises Abraham descendants as numerous as the stars. Abraham believes, but the fulfillment takes decades to take place, right? And so we have to be patient. And Genesis 21 verses 1 through 2, the Lord visits Sarah, and as he had said, the long wait for Isaac becomes a model of faith refined through patient endurance. Moshe, he also grew in patience. Exodus 4 verses 10 through 11, Moshe initially resisted his calling, impatient with his own limitations. I'm not good with speaking, stuff like that. But over time, he becomes the most humble man on earth, as it says in Numbers 12 verse 3, bearing the burdens of a rebellious people with remarkable restraint. So again, this is how the New Testament and James taught Torah. The Torah has not passed away.